and welcome. Today I'm going to be walking you through my current morning skincare routine and a 5-minute makeup routine, only 5 products. So if you haven't done your skincare or your makeup, grab that. We can do it together, and your favorite beverage. If you're new to Beyond 50 Skin, welcome. My name is Cindy. I love talking skincare, hair care, and a little bit of makeup here and there. So let's get started with my morning skincare routine. It is a summer skincare routine. I know I'm in winter pajamas, but that's me year round. I always am freezing cold at night, so I'm always in winter pajamas, so ignore that. It is going to be a morning skincare routine for the summertime, and I've already prepped my skin with my New Face Mini. I'm doing a bit of an experiment with this for a year to see if I actually get some changes in my skin. Now, have I noticed a little bit of lift? Temporary? Yes. Have I noticed any long-term changes in the last very consistent, using it every morning to every other morning for 3 months? Not necessarily, but what I do love about it is it's very relaxing in the morning. I feel like I get my blood circulating, and my skin just feels really nice after I use it. So far that's my favorite benefit for using this. And I also I don't use the New Face gel. I prefer just using a mineral water mist. So I've already prepped my skin. And the next step, I should also mention, I've been working, if you've been watching my videos, I've been working on clearing up some blemishes. I'm sort of putting that sort of blemish routine aside because they're pretty much healed up, and now I'm just dealing with the residual sort of hyperpigmentation and pinkness to my skin where the breakouts have occurred. So I'm putting my blemish routine aside and moving into just kind of a normal morning skincare routine for summertime. And I'm back to using the Neogen Micro Mist, the fermented mist. I love this product. It has 61% fermented products in here. They're brightening, they're antioxidant, they're humectants and moisturizers in here. It's kind of a skincare, all your skincare in one little bottle. It's kind of a one and done for a fast, easy morning routine, and I really enjoy it. It has the bifida lysate ferment in it. That's was popularized by the L'Oreal Night Serum. So that's in here. There's rice extract, fermented extract in here, which naturally has kojic acid in it, which is brightening. There's niacinamide. So it's just a lovely morning mist for brightening and moisturizing your skin. I just spray it in. Usually do like a kind of a gentle little massage it in, and of course take it down the neck and around the back of the neck. So that's kind of the first step in my morning skincare routine, is always a mist. I prefer a mist in the morning to a cleanse. If you've been here, you know that. And my second step has typically been the argireline solution. This is from The Ordinary, and argireline is it's a peptide, and it's supposed to be the peptide that slightly relaxes the muscles in our face so that we have less fine lines and wrinkles, and they're calling it the Botox in a jar. I also had a girlfriend try it. We were both trying it at the same time, and I think we're both about halfway through the bottle. Okay, so my experience, or my purpose for using it, was to soften the lines around my crow's feet and my brow in between my Botox treatments. I get Botox, and I really enjoy sort of the softening that it gives me, and I was trying to get it to last a little bit longer by using the argireline. My friend Kim, she doesn't like Botox treatments. She will never get them. She's kind of sworn that that's not going to be her thing, and she hasn't quite deep furrowing in her 11. So here's our experience. My experience with it was slightly drying and slightly irritating, and didn't really do anything for the lines around this part of my face, nor my crow's feet. Kim's experience was she didn't find any change at all. So I know that there are people out there that swear by this and love it. So if it's working for you, keep using it. It didn't work for either one of us, and that's just sort of our anecdotal experience. The next step in my routine has been the needleless serum. I am keeping this. I'm about a little more than halfway through the jar. This has peptides, ceramides, and it's just basically sort of a light hydration. I don't find a ton of hydration with this. It's certainly also, I was kind of using it in concert with the argireline solution to sort of get me through that 6 months. Kind of after 4 months, my Botox wears off, and I like to let my muscles kind of return to movement before getting my next round. So I've been stretching it out to 6 months. And so, like I said, I was using the argireline and the needleless serum to see if I could get sort of a softening effect between months 4 and month 6. And the needleless serum is definitely slightly hydrating. It's not quite hydrating enough for me for a morning moisturizer, so I do have to come in with a dedicated moisturizer. And right now I'm using the Skin Fix. I love this. It's their newer gel formulation, and it gives you a single dose, which is the perfect amount. And it's just a really lightweight gel texture, perfect for summer. And I'm going to do another pump for my neck. I really love the texture of this, and it's actually slightly cooling. I really am enjoying this. So I've got my moisturizer on. All my serums are done, and the next step is going to be my SPF. It's a pretty minimalist routine in the morning that I do in the summer, but I just got in the La Roche-Posay and Thelios, their UV Immune 400. Now this has the new UV filter. These are all 400. That's the new UV filter in this. I wanted to point out that La Roche-Posay has put the Immune 400 filter in their Thelios Invisible Fluid, both in tinted and untinted formulas. Hopefully we'll be getting some new UV filters here in the US soon. Fingers crossed, fingers crossed. But like I said, this is a fantastic coverage for if you're going to be out doing sporting events and be outside for an extended period of time. And I haven't had any burning with this. I've been using it this week. It just came in, but I absolutely love it for extended outdoor protection. And I don't have any irritation with it. It is an all-chemical sunscreen. But as you can see, it just sits really nicely on the skin. So as all my skincare dries down, I'm going to move into my next step, which today I'm going to be experimenting. I usually do an under eye routine with my Dew eye masks, but today I'm going to be experimenting with the Dermatology eye masks. They just came in the mail. They are from PR, but I'm going to be doing that on one side, and then I'm going to be doing the Murad retinol eye patches on the other, and we'll see if we get any difference in brightening or lightening. But I'm going to skip my Dew eye mask today and try these eye masks. So we will get those on, and then I will move into my makeup routine. Now I'm going to be doing my eye makeup first. I like to do my eye makeup first. These are super slimy. They come in these little wet patches. They're super saturated and very drippy. But I like to do my eye routine first because I always end up messing up. Ooh, these are tricky to get on. Super slimy. I think I got that on okay. They're kind of big for my little eye area. Slide that over. Okay. You definitely go down into the cheek area. So, okay. And then we'll do the Murad ones. These are the retinol. I'm going to need a tissue for these. My hands are slimy. That is some slimy stuff. Woo! Very drippy, but we'll see. Well, hopefully that will stay in place. The next ones are the Murad retinol. Now these have retinol and retinol palmitate. This is the retinol patch by Murad called the Retinol Youth Renewal Eye Masks. And these are the Dermatology Brightening Eye Masks. And the brightening ingredients in the Dermatology are niacinamide, caffeine, and licorice fruit. Those are kind of the main callouts. So this is really more of a brightening mask if you look at the ingredients. And this is supposed to be more for skin renewal and fine lines. But if you used a retinol under your eye, you would have to use that more than just kind of a one-time shot. Retinol is kind of a long-term game. And there is a little bit of a controversy between dermatologists from what I've been reading that, you know, should retinol go under the eye? Should it not go under the eye? But there are forms of retinol, encapsulated retinols and retinol products that can safely go under the eyes. They've been formulated specifically for the eye. So I wouldn't really worry about that too much. But I would worry about bringing your tretinoin and prescription products under the eye area. I think it's just kind of too much. The other thing is this has a retinol palmitate in it. Retinol palmitate is kind of a bit controversial. And I did notice that when I tried to look these up for you to put them down in the description, by the way, all the products will be linked down below. But when I tried to look these up, that guy is slipping away. I'm going to have to hold it. When I tried to look these up for you to put them down below, I realized I couldn't find these. And as I said, I received these in PR, but they have a serum, an eye serum, which I kind of would gravitate toward anyway, but there was not retinol palmitate in it. It was only retinol. So maybe I think companies are kind of stepping away from the retinol palmitate because of the controversial studies. And I will link the studies down below. I have them in another video, but I'll link them down below. So if you're interested, you can take a look at them. So this is a brightening mask, and this is a sort of eye firming, rejuvenating mask. But like I said, you would have to use these on a regular basis to really get any benefit out of them. Where I think these, if you did kind of a one and done brightening treatment, we'll see. So I always like to start with my mascara first. I always end up messing it up, and then if I've already done my shadow, I have to go clean up. So I'm going to start with my mascara, and this one is the CoverGirl Professional Remarkable Mascara. It was recommended by Kat over at Cat's Eye Beauty for just a natural, just sort of light, fluttery lash look, and I have been loving this. I've only had it like a week, and it's already like one of my favorite mascaras. Just take it down to the base, give it a wiggle, bring it up, and I do around 3 coats. This one's a little thicker, but still super light and fluttery, but I absolutely love this mascara. I haven't had any fallout from it. I haven't had any clumping. It actually is going to definitely beat out my Benefits primer that I typically use during the daytime. I absolutely love it. Thank you, Kat, for recommending that. And I'm just going to brush my brows into place today. I just recently tinted them and shaped them, so I'm not going to put any brow gel or anything in today for a daytime look. I'm just going to brush them into place. I use that Just for Men's formula, and it does such a nice job. And the few weeks afterwards, I don't have to put any eyebrow gel or fill in any potholes. So that's what I'm going to do today for that. And then I'm going to come in with this is the Maybelline Tattoo Studios liner. And I'm just going to darken up the lash line just a little bit. Smudge it in there. I'm not really doing a traditional tight line, just 2/3 to give me sort of a dense brow look. I have a few little sparse spots, so that just kind of helps out and smudges it all out. This one I did get a little thick. I put 3 layers on this side, maybe a little bit too much there. That's better. And like I said, I just smudged my liner into the lash line. I don't like a tight line look, but a little smudging kind of just gives me a little bit more density, especially, this guy's slipping, especially when my brows are feeling a little sparse. So next up, I'm going to walk you through my shadow. I do a 3-step shadow. Basically, I take a color that's 1 to 2 levels darker than my lid color, put that on, then I do the outside corners, and then I just pack in some color, sort of a brighter color over the mobile lid. But I want to prep my eyelids with the MAC Painterly. And I was a little worried about this formula because it looks a little dry in the pot or a little waxy, but I'm really enjoying it. You do have to warm it up with your finger, and then it goes on and gets a little bit creamier. So I just tap it between my fingers, and this is just to cover up the veins on my lid. And it's super light. And because I took my moisturizer over my lids, I feel like that's enough just to kind of set that for a daytime look. And that just kind of covers the veins over my lids up really nicely. And I'll do a little concealment with the Painterly with my under eyes afterwards. And I'm also going to show you how I use this as a foundation. Next, I'm going to show you my shadow technique. I'm going to use the Tartelette and Bloom palette. I love this palette. It's full of neutrals. Absolutely love it. It's perfect for a daytime look. And what I do is, like I said, I take a color that's a little bit darker than my lid color and put that in the crease. Then the second step is I take something a couple shades darker than that and put it in the outside corner and bring it in 2/3. And finally, I just pack in some color, a nice bright color over the mobile lid. So those are the steps that I'm going to use, and I'll tell you what colors I use as I go along the way. And I start out with my fluffy brush, and I'm going to dip that in the Smarty Pants. Tap that off a little bit and put that into the crease, all over the crease. And that's the one that's just a couple shades darker than my lid color. And like I said, this is just a quick 3-step shadow look for an easy daytime look. Next, for the outside corner and 2/3 in, I'm going to come in with Rebel. And I just use a paddle brush to do that outside corner in the crease, 2/3 of the crease. And these are my IT Cosmetic brushes that I absolutely love. And I like using these little eye patches because they'll catch any fallout or mess that I make. Then I'm just going to blend that in with my fluff brush. And then I'm going to pack in the color, clean that up just a bit, pack in the color with my finger, Funny Girl, over the mobile lid. And it has a little bit of shimmer and sparkle to it, but I'm going to tone that down, I think, because that's a little bit too much for me for a daytime look. So I'm going to tone that down with Rocker. And it has a little bit of a purple tint to it. And then once I blend this out, it won't quite be as sparkly with the Rocker over it. And my fluffy brush to blend, blend, blend. Now, I know a lot of people bring another highlight color up near the brow bone. I don't do that because I have extremely recessed eyes. And if I do that, my brow just tends to pop forward. This upper brow area just tends to pop forward, which makes the center of my lash kind of go back and then my mobile lid come forward. So I feel like it gives too much dimension. So I don't do that step. I just do 3 steps and leave it at that. And I just let the concealer take care of any sort of discoloration just under my brows. Let's take these guys off and see what they look like. Super dewy and refreshed. Let's see, comparison. I think they're pretty similar. I don't find too much difference. They both look nice, hydrated, and ready for the next step in my makeup routine, which is going to be my secret step for not doing a foundation look, but covering up either blemishes or redness or little telangiectasias, little red spots that you have here and there, or little spider veins that you might have on your face.
I know the MAC paint pots are supposed to be considered cream eyeshadows, but they work wonderfully as touch-up concealers, no foundation foundations, and you can use them similar to Trinity London's Just a Touch. They're super blendable, and they come in 15 shades.
So I like to take the Painterly the same way I did before, with my finger, warm it up, and just do a little cover up. That way I just spot covering my face with not a full face of foundation, which will kind of feel heavy in the summer. And then I just take my fluffy foundation brush and blend it up. And I really just call that a day. If I need a little more after I blend, then I just add a little more, but I think on my forehead I might need a little bit more. But I just blend that out, and it just gives a nice little bit of coverage and still a real skin-like and natural look. I'm going to do a little bit more on my forehead because those marks are quite dark. Also, the iron oxides in this will help protect from the sun because you don't want your blemishes that are healing to get hyperpigmentation from sun damage. Okay, that's quick, fast, easy, one and done, coverage, no foundation look. All right, next up, I'm going to use a new product that I've been trying. Oh, my under eyes. I want to give those a little bit of cover up and talk to you about how I do sort of a little bit of concealer in the corners, but I don't bring it out to the crow's feet, and I don't do any on the upper lid except what I showed you before for a little bit of tap-in concealer before my shadow. I warm this up again between my fingers, and I just tap in the crease. I have found that if I tend to bring it out here, by the end of the day, it's very drying, and it just starts to kind of age me a little bit. I just really keep my concealer in the corner. And it's going on really nicely because I have nice hydrated under eyes. Another product that I use if I'm not using a mask or just on a daily basis, just throw a little bit of the Sukiyaki Suhara eye cream under there. It's super nice and hydrating, not too heavy. It's got a slight cream texture to it. I'll show it to you. But just a little rice grain amount of that. Dab it between each finger and put that under the under eye. But it kind of goes from a cream to gel, so it's not too heavy. I do tend to get milia under my eye, so I don't like a cream formula under my eye because that definitely leads to milia. So that Painterly gave me just enough coverage right in the corners to kind of combat that purple. It's not real heavy. It won't dry over the day and crumble away and get into my creases. So I really love that little technique, but you have to have hydrated under eyes before you use this because it can be a little bit, it can dry down and kind of start to crease. if you don't have really hydrated under eyes. All right, next up is a new product that I found from Youthforia. Absolutely love this. Saw it on TikTok, where else? And it's supposed to be for blush, but I've been using it for lips and blush. I love a dual product or a dual tasking product like the Painterly you can use for concealer and a little bit of foundation. So I love dual tasking. It's fast, it's easy for a quick daytime look. And I'm gonna put, and this works, changes color with your pH. It starts out green and then depending on the pH of your skin, it turns color. And I always like a stain because I end up putting sunscreen on my lips or putting sunscreen on later in the day. And if you have a little bit of a stain, then you don't have to worry about it taking off the color. And I wanted to mention too, I have prepped my lips. Last night in the shower, this is what I use for a body exfoliant, and I take a little tiny bit, use this a couple times a week, and just give my lips a little scrub. It has jojoba beads as the scrub in there and a little bit of AHA and BHA to kind of exfoliate your lips, because I find that if I don't exfoliate and use a stain, then it just looks terrible. It kind of clumps, the stain clumps in the areas of the dry skin. So definitely prep your skin before you use any kind of a lip stain. All right, so we'll start with cheeks. And it just gives a little flush of color. And I just keep my color quite high on my cheeks. You have to work somewhat quickly, but it's spread. It's an oil base, so it spreads pretty well. I've got a little bit of fallout there from there we go, tap that back in. A little bit of dry skin from my breakouts for sure. But that just gives a nice flush of color. And then on my lips. And I like the fact that it's an oil because it's super moisturizing. So this has been a new find for me. Youthforia, their cheek stain, but also you can use it for your lips. And last but not least, just for a little pop of highlight, the Westman Atelier highlighter stick. And I will blend that all in with my fluffy foundation brush. Now the highlighter is just an extra step. You can kind of skip that if you want. I always like just a little bit of pop of highlighter. And that is my morning skincare routine, my current summer skincare routine, and my 5-minute makeup routine. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I am going to go take my hair down and get dressed, and I'll come back and show you at the very end the final look with my hair done and dressed and ready to go for the day. But I hope you enjoyed today's video. I always enjoy the time that you spend with me, and wishing you a skintastic day. So I decided to pop downstairs and show you the final result in a natural light setting, because the true test of any makeup routine, especially a 5-minute makeup routine that you may have rushed through, is does it hold up under natural light? I really like the way this turned out. It's light, it's refreshed. I'm going to be running some errands, so it'll get me through that. I also decided to keep the bandana look because I'm going to be taking a nice long walk afterwards. So I hope you enjoyed today's AM skincare routine and my 5-minute makeup routine. Take good care, everybody, and have a lovely day.